Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Touch Base Tuesday. Today I want to talk out of the book of John in the 15th chapter. Some of you are very familiar with this, but this was a discourse that Jesus was speaking to his disciples at the last meal in the Passover. And he spoke to them and went over again. He summarized and he made them aware. And he started out saying this in the first verse. He said, I am the vine and my Father is the husbandman. And then he says in verse number 2, every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. And every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it, that it may bring forth more fruit. In verse number 4, it says, abide in me and I in you, as the branch, which is us, cannot bear fruit of itself except it abide in the vine. And the vine is Jesus Christ. No more can you except you abide in me. And that word, the word abide, when I looked it up in the Hebrew, it meant two different things. One of the things that I wanted to talk about today, it means stay or remain. And when I was thinking about this also, I thought about that one of the biggest things when dogs are trained, two different things. They'll say the name of the dog and they'll say, come. But the biggest thing, and I think the greatest struggle that dog owners have in trying to train dogs or obedience school is this one thing, in the one word, and it is stay. Because when that dog wants to go or whatever, but it is the obedience. It is the commandment that's made, and it's the obedience. And many times that owner has to work with that particular animal to get him to a place to where that he abides or where that he stays. I'm talking to you about the same thing today. It talks about in verse 6, if you don't abide, if you don't stay, if you don't remain, it said, we're like a branch that is cast forth, gathered and burned. If we're not productive, God is going to do away with us. I know that's harsh, but it's so important. And I pray that I am speaking to some people. Some people have all of a sudden, just like an animal sometimes, just act out of disobedience. They walk away from this truth. They walk away from this doctrine. And the next thing you know, they've gone and maybe started another church or they've gone to another church. And the next thing you know, they're not even in the faith. They don't even believe anything. This is so important. When I talked about benefits, this is where I'm going to close today on this. There were a couple of things. In verse number 10, it says, if you keep my commandments, you shall abide in my love. In other words, you will remain. My love will continue to pour out to you. And then it says in verse 11, these things have I spoken to you, that your joy may remain in you, and that your joy might be full. There's a lot of people that are, because that they're not connected to the vine, they are depressed, they're on prescription medicine, they're all kind of things that are going on in their life because they're disconnected from the vine. Again, the vine is Jesus Christ. We must abide or stay. We must remain in this faith. And the Bible says, those that endure to the end, the same shall be saved. And this is my prayer for you today, is that you'll abide in the vine. God bless you. And again, I thank you for watching each week. And I do hear from a lot of you. You come up to me and you tell me about how much you appreciate what we're doing here at Parkway Church. that we're trying to provide material, because we know that some of you are still not having church, and some of you are still maybe wasn't church goers, but this has been an outlet, and we thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.